Hello everyone, and welcome back to the finale of the Journeyman Project Pegasus Prime. The temporal rip is over. It has been fixed. We have gone through all the rips and we have made sure that the Unification Treaty has been signed. We have the Mars colony still intact, as well as not blaming the aliens for it, and also that Enrique Castillo lives. So now we're here.
Agent 5, all temporal rifts have been mended, completely restoring history to its original state. You must now apprehend Dr. Elliot Sinclair and arrest him for violation of multiple temporal integrity mandates and United Earth Humanity statutes. Current psychological profile on Dr. Sinclair suggests that he has developed an extremely dangerous psychotic paranoia. Recommend exercising utmost caution during any confrontation.
Yes, it depends on whether we are able to find Sinclair or not.
You are in the secret underground installation of the Temporal Security Annex.
Okay, well that's nice, lady. But yes, so we don't have a whole lot to go on in terms of where Sinclair is or not. He knows a great place in order to see the procession happen in Sector 3 at Caldoria. We need to find where that place is, and well, we might know just the spot. In fact, we might have actually already know where he is if we were paying attention closely. But first we have to take our sweet time getting out of the TSA and also saying hello to our two robots. Hi guys, how's it going?
Agent 5, you are hereby ordered to proceed to the command room by order of Commander Baldwin.
Yep, robots from a different time altogether. Yeah, I received no such orders. I need to go. Thank you, bye. Sorry, robots 1 and 2, but I'm going through this door, which has not been open for the majority of the game. Alright. In we go. And back we go, too. One last jump through the global transport machine. This feels weird. Oh, it's fine. I'm gonna be doing this a couple more times anyways. Behind the scenes. For things, stuff.
Please insert your global transport card now.
Bling. Gladly.
Choose a destination.
Alright, as much as I would like to go to Tokyo, he's not there. He was last seen in Paris. And that's nowhere near any of the other two destinations.
Preparing destination transporter. Recording passenger organic substratum. Prepare for molecular disintegration. Thank you for using global transport.
You're welcome. Well, here we are. Back in Caldoria. One last time. Now, when I mentioned that we might already know where Sinclair is, if you were paying really close attention to the beginning of the game when we first used the elevator, you might have noticed that it went past our floor up to the roof, and somebody was in the elevator at that time. Stopping and looking at the exact picture that went by, you might notice that it was actually Elliot Sinclair himself that went up. I find that incredibly fascinating from a story standpoint. It's just like, and a time standpoint, that you're able to actually do that. It's great.
We're terribly sorry, but floors 2 and 3 are in final design phase and will not be available for rental until October 1st. For more information, please refer to the information kiosk in the lobby.
This is the last chance I have, don't you understand?
We're terribly sorry, but floors 2 and 3 are in final design phase.
Ah.
Rental until October 1st. For more information, please refer to the information kiosk in the lobby.
Fine, okay. Up we go to the roof.
Second floor. Third floor. Fourth floor. Roof access.
I think it's kind of funny right now. I'm thinking about it right now. I could go back into my apartment and get another beverage glass if I really wanted to. It's completely useless, but I could. I really could. That'd be just funny, I think. Oh, Lord. That would be great. But no, we have to go up to the roof. Problem is, this is it. Okay.
Rooftop observatory closed.
Yeah, it's closed. It's closed during the procession, otherwise you would have the wonderful view of the city and the Capitol building. But we're not able to get in at all. So what can we do? Well, if we can't get through the door by normal means, we can definitely do it by a different way. See the access card slot there? We have something that we can stick in there. But before I do that, I do want to get some preparations out of the way. This is where we need our shield biochip. If you do not have it, you're going to die. You're going to explode. Because, well, you're pretty much just kind of waiting for the bomb to go off. And, you're right next to it. I feel like that's enough incentive to put the shield biochip up.
Card bomb activated.
Alright. Now we just sit tight. Okay, so how's your day? Gonna make sure that we get to the end of the game. Yeah, so if we did not have the shield biochip, we saved 63% of our energy, which is not actually shown up on the bar up top there, but it's enough that we don't deplete it entirely and blow up. So there we go. That's good. We do suffer somewhat of injuries, although what they are, we'll never know. To the rooftop.
Stay back! Stay back! Don't try to stop me! I knew they'd send a TSA agent when the rips were detected. You foiled all my attempts to alter the past, but you won't stop me now. You're as tricky as one of those aliens, aren't you? Trying to sneak around, attack me, but you have failed. And I will be Earth's savior whether it acknowledges me or not.
Yeah, he sounds...
Caution. Sensors have detected the radioactive emissions from a weapon-grade nuclear isotope, indicating that an armed thermonuclear device is nearby.
Well, that sounds like his trump card. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to deal with Sinclair. I'm not sure where he is, actually. So, there's a couple different ways we're actually able to go. We can't go forward, but if we were to go to the right, there he is. He doesn't know that we're here, but we actually can't do anything to him from that direction. What do you think we're actually able to use, too? So, I have to go from the other way around. As much as I would like to go up and actually talk to him...
Can't you see? I'm doing this to save the world from a future of enslavement!
This doesn't help.
Symbiotry is not what it seems!
Warning. Bomb detonation is imminent. Agent 5, you must disarm the nuclear device.
Well, I also need to stop him. I need to do both at the same time. Okay. One down. We had tranquilizer darts, we might as well have used them. Because he is in no position to talk. But But then again, we have one last thing to work with. Our final puzzle of the game. Here we go! Ever defused a bomb before? Ever defused a bomb with 6 levels of encryption? Well, we get to do that now. This puzzle is actually really hard for some reason. I'm not entirely sure, but as I'm going through this, I'm pretty much looking at my own notes because, man, this thing is going to just, like, wreck me. The first level is super easy, and the only rule that you really have is that conduits cannot be crossed. It can only be crossed once. If they cross over a second time, you're going to lose, and you have to start all over again. In terms of that level, you only have a certain amount of time to complete all 6 levels at once, though. So if you're doing this, well, you better be good at it. Me, I have to make sure that I'm doing this correctly, so I'm going to be looking at notes a lot. Let's try that, and then we have the crosshatch done, and we can go all the way around. The really cool thing about this puzzle, though, the more times that you do it, is that there are a bunch of different ways that you're able to solve each level. It isn't just a one solution thing, because that would be awful. Alright. It all depends really as well as where you begin with what you decide to do. For instance, like, it really depends on where you start with a whole lot of this. But I find that a whole lot of the solutions behind these kind of puzzles involves getting rid of the most complicated parts as quickly as possible, and then working on the easy parts afterwards. Sometimes it doesn't work. I'm surprised that it gets this difficult. It really ramps up a whole lot. Alright. I'm going to do that, and we're going to go down like so. And then get rid of all of that so that I can do that. And pretty much do a similar thing up on the other end. Maybe. Did I screw up? I feel like I did. Yeah, I totally did. Yeah, now I have that extra part not there. Shoot, okay. You are able to screw up a couple times, but once you actually get stuck and start thinking about certain solutions, then it kind of gets a little bit annoying. Doing this actively is also kind of taxing. Let's do that. Alright, let's get rid of this part down here first, so that then I can do the exact same thing I did the last time and finish it all up. Excellent. Alright, level 5. Level 5 I find to be probably the most difficult out of all of them. Even level 6 is daunting, but you need to think a little bit more about it. We're gonna start. Where are we gonna start? Here, hopefully, and then do that. I'd like to get rid of the center first, as much as possible, and then do all of this. I think. Maybe. Oh god, I really hope so. Yeah, and then do that. And then, 1, 2, Yeah, 3 down. Okay. And then go all the way, so I get rid of all of that. Oh boy. I don't want to screw this up. I really don't. Yeah, it's the crosshatches that kind of get me a little bit paranoid. There we go. Alright. It's hard to actually talk about this because you really need to think about it. It's not like Mastermind, where it's like you can commit to talking about it, but then you have this one, and it's a little bit daunting, but it's actually one of the easiest one out of like the later ones. The simplest thing that you're able to do is that you have to really think about it as being mostly symmetrical. So once you're able to get the center out of the way, then you just do a couple laps of the outside, and you have to realize like how many different ways that all of these go around together. So for instance, you can start by going it off in a diamond, like so. Then you just go a little bit to the right and you can see a pathway going up to the exact same place, and then you can go up and get rid of that complicated triangle area right there. And then you just have to go all the way around on the outside. And that completes level 6. And defuses the bomb. Deactivated. Is that it?
Agent 5. I just received information that Sinclair's new lab has been located and secured. Agents found multiple robots, biochips, a roughly constructed time travel device, and, unfortunately, the design specs for a mobile nuclear weapon. In his office, he left a journal log that hinted that he would assassinate the Cyrollan Delegate during the procession. Now, our analysis indicates that the rooftop observatory of your building has the clearest shot. You rush up there now. You're there already. Sinclair is knocked out. Great work, Agent 5. I pegged you as a maverick. I'm glad you proved me wrong. I've got someone here who wants to talk with you. When you're done, take a look out of the telescope on the railing. I think you'll see something very exciting. And again, well done.
Wouldn't you know it? While we were all watching the future unfold, little boy Wonder here was saving the past. Next time you offer to draw straws, I'll know something's up. Well, don't worry, I'll get my chance. Congratulations, Agent 5.
I'm pretty sure that Baldwin had the optical memory information already, so that the journal logs weren't a new thing, but we did it! Mission accomplished, and we also get to see out of our viewfinder the procession happen as Earth is entered into the symbiotry of peaceful beings. Our time with aliens has begun, as well as having a perfect score. Yeah, there's very small, minute areas where points can be taken away from you. It's really depending on what kind of investigation and how many things you are willing to look at. So there's certain things, particularly like the brochure in the World Science Center, that's like 3 points right there. So there you go. All right, 500 points. What do you feel about what's going to happen next? A Temporal Protectorate agent's job is never done, after all.
Earth has been officially admitted into the symbiotry of peaceful beings.
Gratitude, but I honor you, Gage Blackwood, with the Paragon Medal for Valorous Service.
Press conference this morning, the government admitted the existence of the Temporal Security Agency, an organization.
The arrest of Elliot Sinclair can be attributed to Agent 5, Gage Blackwood, who single-handedly defeated Sinclair's name.
quick, there's not much time to explain. They'll be here any second. Yes, I am you. I've come from the future. We've been framed. Now, whatever you try to do, do not interfere with what's about to happen. The suit I'm going to transfer over to you will keep you close, so just stand still and watch. When it's all over, you'll be pulled 10 years forward in the future to my present. From there out, it's all up to you. Oh, and I've hidden more information inside of you. You'll figure out what I mean. Here comes the jumpsuit.
Come on, Gage. Let's go.
The agent's work is never done, but unfortunately, it is mine. My job is done. This has been the Journeyman Project Pegasus Prime. If you're wanting to see where the story takes place and you want, for some reason, me to be along with you, I have done LPs of Buried in Time and Legacy of Time, as well as Turbo, if you wanted to look at some of my old stuff as well. Man, Pegasus Prime is a lot different than Turbo is. It's, especially with this version of the game, I feel like it is very definitive of bringing together really cool things from Turbo, particularly music and some areas that are really good about it, and also bringing the refined aspects that Pegasus Prime brings to the table, as well as both the PC, or the Mac versions, I guess, of Pegasus Prime, as well as the PlayStation and console versions. That's amazing. I'm so glad that the remnants of Presto and the new people that were able to do this were able to come together and really do some incredible work with this kind of stuff. It's like, I'm impressed. Fans are also, like, have been super impressed. I'm looking forward to seeing whatever kind of things that they are doing in the future. Because otherwise, I think they're only doing something for Buried in Time, but I'm not sure what it is. But we'll come across that bridge when we come to it. For now, the very last game that I never thought I was actually going to be able to do, finally I've done it. And it feels great. This is by far my favorite series of games ever. And I'm so glad to be able to share them with all of you, share them with other fans, bring back conversation, do some really cool stuff. The first game like this, Turbo or Pegasus Prime, is certainly a different beast because there's no nice history behind it, like with Buried and Legacy, which I love doing especially. But in terms of making that firm foundation, like I said before, about making that universe that allows for the time travel to exist, to go back to history and really explore it and delve into it, that's what makes this game special. So, with that, we're going to look at some of the credits things, but without me, and just kind of look and give everybody their due process, because thank you so much to Presto for so much. It's been amazing. And this might be the finale, but I believe we have 3 more videos. We're going to be looking at the final death reel for this last little bit. We're going to be looking at some Easter eggs. And we're going to be looking at a very special video. So until then, take care, everyone. The metal bar is useful! In Buried Time, the metal bar. I shut it off. It is useful! Holy man!